I've got a drape fit, so if you want to see what's inside this box and how it looks on, then stay tuned. Hi and welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy. Chloe and Ben are in the other room. Chloe just got home from school, so she's relaxing. We're going to have dinner soon. So Bandit's out harassing my mom for any food she might drop on the floor. But if you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for checking us out. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being a part of our YouTube family. So DrapeFit is a clothing stylist subscription box. It is on the less expensive end, so it's a little bit more pocket friendly. That being said, you're not typically going to get some of the high-end brands that you're going to get in other types of boxes. So you can get some nice things. I've gotten some really nice things. I do get this in exchange for my honest review. I get a $20 gift card for whatever I want to keep, and I only spend $1 for the styling fees. Now, the styling fees are typically $10, and that does not come off of your purchase. So that is another change from some of the other boxes. However, if you purchase 5 items, which typically is what's in the box is 5 items, then you will get a pretty generous discount. I believe it's like 20%. So not a bad discount. I do have a code down below that's going to get you, I believe, $10 off of your first fit. If you're interested, go ahead and check it out. This box is bursting at the seams, so I'll be interested to see what's in it. They did tell me they were sending me a bonus item because I think it was in February, or maybe it was this month, maybe it was March. I'm filming this in March. They named me their influencer of the month, and so that they were going to send me an extra item, like a bonus gift. We've got a couple of packages. We have a folder here that has information about what's in here. It should have your prices. I have a little card that says congratulations. Congratulations, March 2025, Face of the Month, Love DrapeFit Team. Looks like they sent me a lipstick. It says apply lipstick and complete your looks. And then this is the gift card I get, which gives me the $20 off of whatever I purchase. Here is my little pricing thing. So just like as a quick check, everything in this box comes to $162.46. Oh, it's a 25% off discount if you keep everything, and that would bring it down to $129.58 after tax. And then I would get another $20 off. All right, so I have 2 packages. I have my return bag, so this is postage paid. This does go to UPS, not the post office, so that's another thing to be careful of. But I believe you can bring it to like Staples. And then here is my free gift. Let's check that out. All right, I can only tell you that the color is 560. It's L'Oreal, and that's a pretty color. So that was a nice little extra something. So the first thing is by Ocean US, and it is a cardigan, and it's a little heavier weight than I would say would be for spring. However, right now it's still pretty chilly here, so this seems like a very nice quality. I like the tan and the black and the white together, and it does seem like it's a nice quality, non-itchy. Next by Ambiance this is a mock neck. I don't wear shirts like this. They tend to make me feel choked. So this is in a pretty plum. It also looks very small. So typically with this company, I go up a size. This is a large, but that really looks like it's a child's large. Like that looks really tiny. I do not picture myself even fitting into that. I don't want to try it on and stretch it out. And plus there's the thing with the neck. I just don't like that. So I won't be trying this one on because it just does not even look like it's within the right size range. And I don't want to stretch out something that I'm definitely not going to keep. Okay, there is no tag on this. This is a 3/4 length sleeve. It's a Lily Pulitzer type. You know, it's not Lily Pulitzer, but it is a Lily Pulitzer type print. That's not really my thing. I'm not really into that look. It's just not me. I will try it on for you though, because it definitely looks like it would fit, but definitely not a me type style. Next by Yolette, and from what I understand from other people, this is maybe a Walmart brand. We have just this nice black sweater, and it's got like some ribbing on here, and full sleeve. There's a, on the bottom, we have a little bit of a waistband. Probably not going to be something I keep because it is all black and I have light colored dogs. And then last is a pair of pants by Lee. This is a regular fit mid-rise, so my guess is that they're going to be too long because I am a petite. So that is one thing I will tell you. I don't feel like the stylist is really listening when I'm saying, here's what I would like, here's what I don't like. So I will have to reiterate in my note to her that I'm 5'2". I cannot wear regular length pants unless they are crop pants, capri pants, because those will typically fit me just right. That sending me pants that are a regular fit is just not going to work for me. These do look a little bit big. Again, I never gave them my new sizes. So this is, what size is this? This is a 12 because oftentimes their things do run small, but because it's Lee, that's probably a pretty standard 12, so that might be a little big. But my bigger concern is the length. And yeah, they're just going to be miles too long. Now, I will say the pants are in line with what I would wear if they were the right length, so that's a hit. The cardigan, also a hit. The black shirt wouldn't be so bad, but it is black and I have light colored dogs and it feels like the kind of material that is just a magnet for hair. But I will try on those things. Again, I won't be trying on the purple or eggplant colored mock neck because it does look quite tiny and not like something that I would wear anyway. All right, so I'm going to get to trying things on and I will be right back. All right, here I am with the first outfit. So I have the cardigan. I just put on a little tank top that I had and the pants. So the pants are way too long. As you can see, way too long. The cardigan is a little big, but I like the sleeves. I like the print. And I will say that the weight isn't as heavy as I thought it was originally when I just kind of picked it up. So I can definitely see this cardigan going through with some 50 to 60 degree weather that we'll get throughout the month of April. So I do think that this is going to be my choice item. Now, I actually already tried everything on, filmed it, but I didn't film it. So I'm kind of going to go backwards now. This cardigan is the cardigan sweater with side pockets. It is $30.99, and this is the large, so I probably could have gone to a medium, but my experience with DrapeFit is if you send something back for a size, it locks your account, and then you don't, like the last time I did that, it locked my account for a year. I couldn't get into it. Finally, they fixed everything and made sure that I was not charged for the item, but it literally locked my account for a year, so I've learned my lesson. I'm not going back, and it happened twice. The first time it only locked it for 3 or 4 months, but the second time I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not sending anything back for size. So I do like this. This is going to be my item. With the $20 off, this brings us to $10.99. So for me, that's not too bad. I will say, you know, quality wise, it is nice. Is it the same quality that I get when I get something from Temu? It is. So could you find this on Temu for less? Possibly. I can't guarantee you that, but I do feel like it is kind of that quality. The pants are by Lee. They're the Flex Motion Pants in gray. These are a size 12. They do fit perfect. They are a nice fit other than the length. But they are $48.99, and I feel like that's overpriced for Lee pants. Remember that Lee pants you can find at Kohl's, you can find probably at Walmart. I believe they have like the Lee jeans at Walmart. I'm not 100% sure because Walmart's too people-y. I don't really go there. But I do feel that that is overpriced for these pants, considering I can get Democracy jeans for $50 sometimes from Stitch Fix. So I got to put it in that perspective. And they are nice, but they're not $48.99, and they're also not $48.99 plus the price of getting them hemmed, which would be another $15, $20. So definitely going back. All right, let me try on those other two tops, and we'll have final thoughts. Here is that top that is like a Lily Pulitzer type design. It's got a V-neck and 3/4 sleeves, but the print just isn't made. I like the color, but the print itself is not made. Also, the type of material is the type that shows like every little lump and bump you have, even though it's not tight. Like I can see the line of my stomach. So that's going to be a definite no for me. This didn't have a name brand on it, so I don't know where it's from, but I'm going to guess that it's one of those Temu type tops. So it kind of looks like it has that material feel, and it has no tag. So it's like one of those things that comes in a bag with no other information. This is the V-neck 3/4 sleeve top is how they have it listed, and they have it listed for $29.99, and I'm going to say absolutely not. This is definitely not a $30 top. I would not pay $30 for this top. I can tell you that. Again, it's not me, but even if it were a solid, I would maybe at the most pay $15. All right, I have one more top, and then we'll go over that purple top. And this is the last top. I will say it's the best fitting item of all of them here. So I do like that about it. My one concern is that it would probably be a hair attractor because it is a corduroy type material. So this is the relaxed rib corduroy top in a size 10 large, and it is listed at $28.50. And so if this was my choice item, I would end up paying $8.50, but I think I'm going to go with that cardigan, even though this fits better. It is a little heavy. That being said, 50-degree weather, it's certainly perfect for. Once we get up to those 60s though, I think I'd be baking in it. And unlike the cardigan, I can't just easily take it off and put it back on. So I think the cardigan is going to be my choice item, even though this is the best fitting one. Let's go over that purple top. Now again, as you recall, it does look very tiny. So I think if I were to even try this on, every little bit of me, I would be like packed into a sausage casing. So I'm definitely not going to try it on. I don't want to stretch it out or do anything to the material. It does have this kind of scrunchiness at the neck. So I imagine it might scrunch down a little bit, but still for me, it's just too high up. So like this is fine, but if I have a t-shirt that sits like this, and it's not like a boat neck, but that's too much for me. And now it's right on the crease, but it looks to me like it's saying that it is $23. So I also do not feel that that's a fair price for this. I really feel like this is very thin, not well made. So for me, I would be hard pressed to pay $8 for something like this. And you know, I know the price of things is the price of things, but it's definitely not $20 material. right, so those were the items they sent me. And again, I think this is nice, and if it weren't black, if it were yellow or blue or some other color where the hair wouldn't stick out as much, I would likely consider keeping this as my item that I keep. But again, because it's probably a hair attractor, I am going to pass on it. But I do think that this is fairly priced. Like, I think a $20 range for this is certainly acceptable. I do, want to let you guys know that while the prices are less expensive, you are getting a lower quality than you're going to get with Stitch Fix or Wantable. Now, that being said, Wantable is very expensive, and most of the items there are somewhere over $50. So, it's a choice you have to make, is do I want these kind of higher end things, or do I want to just have like some staples to put in my wardrobe? And sometimes it's a little bit of both too. And I do think, like, in between, depending upon your size, you can maybe go to a store like TJ Maxx or Marshall's or Ross's and find some nice staples. The problem with that is, depending upon your size, depends upon what your options are going to be. So when I was on the extra large size, it was far harder for me to find items in those stores than now on that medium size, where I can find a lot more. So, you have to take that into account. A lot of people say, well, why don't you just go here and get it cheaper? Well, sometimes you don't have those options. And then depending upon what stores you shop in and what stores you don't, again, there's stores that I don't go to for a variety of reasons. And so I'm not going to really find things at some of those stores because I'm not going to go into those stores. I will go to Kohl's. Kohl's isn't too people-y for me. Right amount of people. I value the same values that Kohl's has, which is something I look for in a store, is, do they follow my same values? And if they don't, I'm not going to tend to shop there. But Kohl's does follow some of the values that I follow, and so I will go in there, and I will sometimes find things that I enjoy on sale, and so get things in that $20 range. Their clearance rack is always full of gems, so you can always find things at a Kohl's if you have one near you. All right, well, tell me your thoughts. What was your favorite item? What would you have kept? And please consider hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you soon.